Hi, I'm Gregg Avedon for Discovery Health Channel. You know, I've always enjoyed going to the grocery store, but let's face it, dragging the kids along, well, it can be kind of a drag sometimes, for both you and them. So I say it's time to change all that and make this a good experience for everyone. But how do we do this? It's easy, follow me. As a parent, I found that by giving my kids some responsibility and allowing them to make their own healthy choices, they have fun, they're learning about healthy foods, and I could finally take my time and concentrate on shopping. You know, kids want your approval. They want you to say, good job, and they love when you give them important tasks to do for the sake of the entire family. Grocery shopping is a perfect opportunity to really let them shine. Now, I've broken this down to 3 simple steps, and the first one starts at home. Step number 1. I have both my kids get out pen and paper and each write down 5 items from my shopping list. This is actually a big help for me, because now I can cross 10 items right off my list. I like to designate things that require them to make healthy choices, things like cereal, nuts, whole grains, dairy, and fruit, all of which they love. I also encourage them to choose certain vegetables, because I find if they pick them out themselves, they're more excited about eating them at home. Here's a quick fact that we all should know. Both adults and kids should be getting at least 2 cups of fruits, 2.5 cups of vegetables, and 3 cups of dairy every single day. So these are great items to designate and have them write down as part of the first 5 items. I also teach them to look for buzzwords like organic, whole grain, high fiber, low fat, and fat-free. You'll see as your kids start to pay attention and read packages, it'll open a whole new world to them and starts to become a fun game-like experience. On the way to the grocery store, I always reinforce the 3 ground rules for safety. No running, be courteous to other shoppers, and only get 1 to 2 items at a time. My kids are 9 and 12, so I allow them to go ahead by a couple aisles, but it wasn't always that way. At first, I only let them shop on the same aisle along with me. Since then, they've proven to be very responsible and always listen when I tell them something. However, every family is different, so be sure to create ground rules that everyone's comfortable with and that work best for you. Step number 2, guidelines. Aside from the first 5 items on their list, I allow them 3 extra items for school lunches and healthy snacks at home. It could be any 3 items in the whole store, but there's a catch. Each item has to contain less than 15 grams of sugar per serving, under 5 grams of fat, and contain 0 trans fats. What's great is that manufacturers are making more helpful now by letting us know what a certain product might or might not contain. For instance, here it says whole grain. And right here, 0 trans fats. See, these are really simple guidelines, so they encourage kids to read labels to gain a basic understanding about making healthy choices. And again, if they choose it themselves, they're more likely to eat it, which makes our lives a whole bunch easier. You'll see how your kids begin to notice such things as serving size, sodium content, grams of protein, fat, and total carbohydrates. And the best part is that I have a lot of fun in the process. Think of it almost like a game, sort of like a scavenger hunt, search for the right foods. It might also be a good time to reinforce what they're learning in school and throw in a little bit of math. So while a bottle of soda looks like it has 27 grams of sugar, Tess, how many servings are in there?
2.
2 servings. Come on, Kevin, do the math.
54.
A whopping 54 grams of sugar in a single bottle of soda. For more information on food labels and to access the interactive Understanding Food Labels for Your Health, visit discoveryhealth.com. Come on. So let's see how my kids did. That looks like they got the message about fruits and vegetables. Ripe fruits, firm veggies. Great picks, guys. I tell them to think of the colors of the rainbow when they make their selections. This ensures that they're getting an array of nutrients like carotenes, bioflavonoids, digestive enzymes, and dietary fiber. But we don't have to tell them that. Canned fruits and vegetables are a great option as well. In fact, their nutritional content is as high as their fresh counterparts. That's because they're canned at the peak of ripeness to lock in the nutrients without the need for a lot of preservatives. So I like to get a combination of both fresh and canned so my family has more options, especially if we want to prepare something quick or grab something on the go. Now, we all know how kids can be picky eaters, but here's an interesting piece of information. Research shows that you should introduce a food to a child at least a dozen times before they can actually decide if they like it or not. Take my son, for instance. The only thing I could get him to eat was apples. Now he eats just about every fruit under the sun, including apricots, pears, peaches, strawberries, plums, you name it. The key is to be creative with healthy snacks that they might not initially like. Here's an idea. Take all natural peanut butter, throw it on apple slices or celery sticks. You know, it's simple ideas like this that make tasty, healthy snacks and encourage kids to eat foods that they might not consider. Plus, it gives them a little bit of added protein. Now, my kids have been doing this for a while, but what happens if your kids show up with food items that may not seem so healthy? I like to try and help them tweak it a little bit so it stays within the guidelines. Let me show you what I mean. I know exactly what these guys are doing. They're collaborating on root beer floats. So instead of saying no or criticizing them, I help them make a few adjustments. Yeah, sure, ice cream and soda may not seem so great at first glance, so I suggest they check out the low-fat, low-sugar vanilla ice cream or frozen yogurt and diet root beer. Then I might refer back to the guidelines, less than 15 grams of sugar and under 5 grams of fat per serving, and it becomes fun without taking the wind out of their sails. And it goes back to the scavenger hunt idea, searching for the right ingredients.
Hi, how are you today?
Good, thank you. And finally, step number 3. We go over their choices as we unload the groceries at the checkout counter. Here it gives me a good opportunity to ask them questions and reinforce the healthy choices that they made. Here, whole wheat pasta. I know Kevin picked that out. Good job, buddy. And look what we have here. Tuna, Dad's favorite. Fish is an important part of a healthy diet because it helps build muscle, plus vitamins and minerals. It's also high in omega-3 fatty acids. So it's heart healthy for the entire family. So overall, I think the kids did a great job. Right, guys?
Yeah.
All right. I also make it a point to tell them how well behaved and courteous they were. To me, that's just as important as making the right food choices. And you know what? We all have a good time together. So you see, by keeping them busy with responsibilities, you're less stressed, they're learning about healthy eating and making the right choices, and grocery shopping can be fun for everyone, right, guys?
Yeah!
Please visit discoveryhealth.com for even more information on health and wellness. I'm Gregg Avedon for Discovery Health.